YouTube? My name is Gauntlet, and welcome to Phase 5 of Operation Pangaea. Phase 5 is all about getting a breakthrough, using my first wave, and then having my second wave come in to support. A breakthrough essentially means I'll be able to take all of the cores of my enemy and cripple them, thereby giving me the production advantage for the rest of the war. To do this, I'm sending in paratroopers using the airbase I built to raid their cities, and also because these are level 2 airbases, I can drop a paratrooper in, take the airbase will still work, and then I can do like a little checker jump. I'll hop this one in, and then send in other ones to land, refuel, and then hop into neighboring cities. I also want to do that to his capital, but he is currently garrisoning it, so any attack by paratroopers will receive heavy casualties. So instead, I'm going to let them go into the garrison, and then I'll drop rockets onto their garrison. I already used my rockets to great effect earlier, when I timed out my rockets to hit this city, after French Sudan's interceptors direct attacked one of my tactical bomber stacks. And I did awesome damage. Let's take a look. The rockets hit at 7:18 a.m. in-game time. 6 interceptor, a couple tactical bombers, 2 interceptors, and a couple rockets. That was a very, very good hit right there. And I'm building more rockets, and I'm sending them over to help out. My big stacks are continuing to wear down Mauritania's big stack, while I have other ones landing and moving in to get into the cores and destroy any other armies they make. I am expanding the safe zone in the Atlantic. I'm sending my ships up the coast to give shore bombardment and also to kill any sort of naval resistance still left. I managed to drop a paratrooper into K's, and I'm immediately starting to produce units there, dropping rockets onto the garrison in Bamako. Once that hits, my planes will finish their patrol timer, and then I'll direct attack with my tactical bombers. And that should hopefully make this stack weak enough for my 2 paratroopers to drop in and take the capital. Meanwhile, I'll send these 2 paratroopers to K's, they'll refuel, and then I'll use them to bunny hop into Aleg and Chinguetti. And then I'll have 5 more paratroopers come in to continue the bunny hop into the rest of their cores. Here we go. Unfortunately, my attack did not do as much damage as I had hoped, so instead of dropping these 2 paratroopers on Bamako, I'm going to redirect them and have them do the job the other ones would have done. And I'm going to save these 2 for a later drop on Bamako. Instead, I'm going to let my ground units move in to finish this off. It's been about 11 hours, and Phase 5 continues. I dropped paratroopers at Aleg and these other cities before I went to bed, but while I was asleep, Mauritania broke off his big stack from engaging my artillery and sent them back to retake these provinces, which killed a couple of my paratroopers. And he's about to kill a couple more, but I'm sending my units after it to hopefully destroy the stack once and for all. But the breakthrough is looking good. Been taking a lot of cores. This should allow me to get that production advantage I wanted. Angola is sending in a lot of reinforcements to help fight me off, but my infantry division should be able to handle that. Also using my battleships to shore bombard when I can, and also try to prevent them from convoy raiding me. I was able to slaughter a huge amount of the Mauritanian Air Force in Aleg, because again, he direct attacked, His troops went to refuel, and then my bombers hit him a couple times while he was on the ground. This is what happens when you direct attack and you don't have a safe airbase to land to. About 8 hours later, Phase 5 continues. I've continued my expansion into West Africa. I managed to destroy all of Mauritania's armies and his corps, and I'm pushing out, trying to get to the Mediterranean and cut him off from Africa. However, they have been landing a whole lot more units, and French Sudan has already assembled a really powerful mobile army right here. This is going to be really hard for me to beat, especially since my armies are all infantry based. They all have this 25 speed, whereas his are about 45 speed. So they will have the speed advantage and be able to dictate when they want to fight and when they want to retreat. Of course, he must be active to do that, so I'm hoping I can take him by surprise in a few engagements. But even with this little counterattack, I consider Operation Pangaea to be a success. I have been able to land, reinforce my landing, keep an Atlantic supply chain open, and now with their factories I'm able to produce units in Africa and sustainably reinforce my armies. My carriers can transport aircraft from my corps, while the factories in Africa produce ground units. Angola is also sending units north to counterattack, and I'm preparing a defense here as well. I should be able to defend my position, however, I will be taking heavy casualties, and I will have to spend many more hours fighting the Africans. And they've been good players. They did use gold to try to stop me, but I was able to overwhelm them anyway. French Sudan was definitely the most active of them. He played well. Mauritania played well as well, and Angola has played well, but I haven't really faced his full might on the ground yet, so I still will be fighting him in later videos in the day-by-day series. Let's just take a quick look at the total casualties of this campaign. Mauritania, I dealt 110,000 and I took 48,000. French Sudan, I dealt 64,000 and I took 36,000. Against Angola, I dealt 25,000 and I received 12,000. So in total, I dealt about 200,000 casualties and received about 100,000. So a 2-to-1 KD ratio in terms of these casualties. Of course, these do not tell the whole picture because aircraft, for instance, have less manpower but take a whole lot more resources than infantry, for example. But I definitely had a better kill-death ratio than my opponent, which allowed me to maintain the strength of my armies while continuing to stay on the offensive. So, in conclusion, Operation Pangaea was a success. Now, for my conquest of Africa. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you on the battlefield.